Hello everyone. Today is going to be epic because I'm going to give you the 6-month review on the 2021 Trek Fuel EX8. Now, if you don't know whose intro I just ripped off, you should, and there's a channel card in the top of this video. Probably the most entertaining mountain bike videos on YouTube are done by that guy up there, so check him out. I've been riding the Trek Fuel EX8 2021 for maybe 7 months now. I got it as a lockdown bike and it was my first mountain bike. At that point, I knew absolutely nothing about mountain bikes. I did do a review video, which I'll link in the description or somewhere in this video. It got something like 20,000 views, and for me, with what I've got now, 260 odd subscribers, that's absolutely ridiculous. So people do seem to like the Trek Fuel EX8 2021 model. So I figured I'd do a 6, maybe 7 month review on it now for you. Me and my family moved up to Warburton 6 months ago now. Now Warburton is in Victoria in Australia, in the Yarra Valley. It's got some amazing mountain bike trails within it and surrounding it. There's loads of long trails. I just did one a weekend or two ago, which is a 31 kilometer trail. It says it's 29, but it ended up being 31 kilometers from the top of a mountain down through a bunch of gravity trails, amazing high-speed sections, flowy berms, there's techie rocks, there's absolutely everything, great jumps, and it's all built by Dirt Art. It's called the Cascades Trail, and it goes from Lake Mountain down to Marysville. I've also taken it down some pretty hardcore gravity trails, black diamond runs, I've done some cross-country loops on it, I've done a bit of everything. So I've got a good idea of how it's performed over that 6-month period. So in general, it's been an amazing bike. It's been an amazing first bike. It's done everything I've wanted it to do. It's really good for cross-country style stuff, for the longer rides. It's really proficient climber. So you can get up any of the longer climbs, the techie climbs, and downhill, it's incredibly capable. Only like the gnarliest rock gardens, the biggest hits off jumps. Recently, because my riding has progressed, I have bottomed out the suspension fairly frequently through rutted out, blowing out berms with kind of techie berms. All in all, it's been a bloody amazing first bike for me. It was a bit of an investment when I got it. I knew I was moving up to Warburton, so I thought, bugger it, I'll buy a bike that's quite expensive, not comparative to some of the other 10, 15 grand bikes, but 5 grand on your first bike. It's a bit of an outlay for anybody. Maybe not everybody, but most people, me included. And I thought, let's do it, let's get into it, let's buy an expensive bike and become a gnarly mountain bike rider in Warburton. What upgrades have I done so far? Now, I've not done anything extreme. I've done a few things that I think are pretty vital to that bike. I've chucked in a couple of volume spacers in the front fork. That was a super good upgrade because it gave me the confidence over the bigger hits through big rock gardens and on bigger jumps where I would usually bottom out. It just gave me that bit more progression. The single best upgrade I think I've done to it was changing the tires. So it does come with the Bontrager XR4, XR5 tires. I put on a set of Max's tires on it. So I've got an Assegai and I've also got a Dissector on the rear. So these tires have been absolutely bloody phenomenal. It has changed the characteristics of that bike so much from what you get stock, just in like grip around corners. Like the confidence it's given me has been like a lot of confidence has come from just changing the tires that come stock on the bike. The volume spacers, the tires, I'm running different pressures to what are recommended in the shocks, like most people would, but again, I know bugger all about mountain bikes, so for me, that's a bit of a thing. I'm running them a bit firmer than you are recommended by the Fox webpage, and I'm also running more spacers in it. Just because I am getting to the point now where I probably could do with a bit more travel, maybe an enduro style bike, even a downhill, but I'm smashing around on the trail bike, which is a lot of fun. It really makes you choose your line when you're riding more techie or faster or bigger black diamond style tracks. It doesn't just roll through everything. You've got to pick your line. And it's a lot of fun riding like that. I think it's better to be underbiked than overbiked in that regard, where you've got to have a little bit more fun on your bike and not just smash through everything without feeling it. I did also change the brake pads. They come with organic brake pads, and I did go to a semi-metallic, which made a pretty solid difference with the braking. That is one of the things I would upgrade on the bike from stock. So it comes with the SRAM G2 brakes, my model. My bike is the GX version. So it comes with the SRAM G2 brakes on the EX8. It's probably one of the first things I'd upgrade. I'd probably like to go to a code brake or something like that, because I do feel on the longer descents, the bigger gravity trails, by the end of that descent, I am getting a bit of brake fade, which I'd prefer not to have if I could. The other thing that I think would definitely be worth an upgrade down the track would be the fork and the shock. As I said, I have gotten to a point where I'm using all of the travel pretty consistently, even running higher pressures in them. I just like to have a slightly longer travel fork and shock. That wouldn't be for everybody. That's specific to the trails that I tend to ride around the area that I'm in. It would be in stock trim. It is great for most people, and I think most areas, especially if you're doing trail riding and you're not hitting 20-meter road gaps and that kind of thing. It is a fantastically capable bike out of the box, and I would highly recommend it for anyone who's looking for that kind of bike that's just below an enduro bike but can keep up with an enduro bike. Would I buy the same bike again if I was back at the start of Matt wanting to buy a bike? Now, to be honest, I am at the stage now where I'm thinking maybe I do need a slightly longer travel bike. Maybe I should go from the trail bike and get up to either an enduro bike or even a downhill. I would probably say enduro would suit me more, just because I do like to pedal up hills as well, and I think I can do that on an enduro bike. It's treated me really well for the 6 months that I've been riding it, and I've been riding it flat out. Like this is through lockdowns, where in Melbourne we had 106 days of lockdown, so I was riding nearly every day. So I've had 6 months of just solid progression and solid riding. I would definitely keep the bike, and I would definitely buy it again if I was in the same position as I was. Right now, I am considering that I would like a longer travel bike, but that's just me being, you know, that's with bikes, you always want the next thing, don't you? Like you're never satisfied. It's like the grass is always greener. So I'm a bit in that situation. The bike is fantastic and I can definitely keep it. There's definitely a lot more room for me progressing as a rider with the bike exactly how it is. But, you know, you always want better stuff, don't you? So I think that's a bit of what's happening right now. Plans for new bikes for me. Well, today I did just sell my Honda Grom 125cc little road bike. I'll just drop a clip right here so you can see the fella who bought it off me. Lovely bloke. He was a bit of a bikey looking fella. He got it for his missus, and his missus was going to be the one riding it, but he got to ride it out of my driveway, and I thought he looked pretty amazing riding a little Grom in his bikey leathers. See ya, Grom. So with the money I sold that Grom for, which I got $3,400 for that, which I was, to be honest, incredibly happy with. I actually paid $2,750 for that bike about 2 or 3 years ago, and I sold it for $3,400 today. I will say that was a lot to do with my knowledge of salesmanship. If you want to learn how to sell your vehicles and your bikes and cars and, you know, e-bikes and motorbikes for the highest value possible, check out my other channel, Success by Process. There'll be a card at the top now. It is definitely worth a look. But what am I going to do with that $3,400? Now, that's definitely not going to buy me a brand new 2021-22 model enduro bike or a new spec e-bike, which I'm thinking would be a good thing to have in the shed as well. I also do want to get a dirt jumper, because I really think a dirt jumper is something that I can improve my bike skills on and also have a bit of fun learning some new tricks. I'm up for some suggestions. If you had $3,400 to spend on bikes and you were thinking enduro bike dirt jumper, please leave me some comments down below to let me know what I should be looking out for. I am in Melbourne. Well, I'm actually in the Yarra Valley in Victoria. So I'm more than happy to have a look at any bikes that you might have for sale if it fits within that $3,400 price bracket. Just comment below. If you've got any suggestions, let me know. If you've enjoyed this video, please gently press the like button just down below. It really helps with YouTube reach, which you've heard every single YouTuber in the world say. It's so true. The algorithms are brutal on people like me with small channels. So every like helps. Support a guy, help a guy out. And subscribe to the channel if you like the content. If you don't like the content, let me know by subscribing to the channel anyway. Would I buy the Trek EX8 2021 model? Yes, is the answer. That is the short answer that I probably should have put right at the start of the video. But if you've gotten to this point, well done. Keep shredding the gnar, everybody, and have a really good day. See you later.